What's going on, everybody? Firechicken here, back at the Scrapyard, amidst aftermath of our September 23rd event. Overall, the event was pretty good. We had some hiccups, we had some ups and downs, we had a shit ton of rain, but we made it. We made it through it. We had a lot of call-ins, a lot of people no-showed, a lot of people. You know what? I'm going to get into all that. I'm not going to skip ahead. So 15 minutes is what you're going to get. It's rarely ever exactly 15 minutes. So the first thing I want to talk about is, the overall event. Some of the issues that we had our live feed. I try to provide for you guys every single event. It was going fine. And then the torrential downpour of H2O found its way into the charging port of the camera, which made it not able to charge while it was live streaming for you guys. Ultimately, that led to the live stream dying. So that led to the live stream dying. So you guys missed out on a few fights, but it's okay. Those fights will be fully edited in the next 30 days. You will get to see them, and expect some good quality footage. Speaking of footage, I don't think we ran into any footage issues yesterday, really. Now that it's not 90 degrees out, we can expect to have a little bit better footage, or camera performance, I should say. Oh, dude, no, actually, No Limit. I actually want to thank you, because you did a great job being the live host, and we don't have tickets, Emmanuel. Sign up to fight. There's your ticket. I want to thank you for running the live. You did a great job. But shit happens. Weather happens. Man, who's blowing up my... Okay. Sorry. I got to get rid of you guys. I have a group chat, and they're very talkative right now. So I've already edited one video. If you want to see that one video, you can watch it in the membership section of my YouTube channel. Just go to my channel, click the join button. There's a small fee, but you get to see all this stuff early. I suggest it. I don't think anybody's dissatisfied with it. You get a neat little logo next to your name, like No Limit there. Let's see what else. Okay, let's talk about puking really quick. Vomiting, barfing. This is something that happens probably every other event for whatever reason. You know what? It's mostly just a cardio issue. You get in there, your adrenaline starts going. And you know what? Things just come up. You make a mad dash towards the cage door, and hopefully you don't puke in my cage. So yesterday we had somebody puke. They made it out of the cage, thankfully. But I want to explain real quick on what we do when there is a vomit issue. Okay, so if somebody's puking, it's probably going to be more than 10 seconds. Unless you can really get it out and get back in there, it's probably not going to happen. So what you're going to get is a standing 8 count, basically. If you can't make the 10 count, we look to our referee looks to your opponent and says, this is your decision. Would you like to let your opponent continue despite the over 10 second difference? This is in for competitiveness, And if the fighter decides he or she doesn't want to let their opponent continue, that's fine. They will get the win. If they do decide to let their opponent come back in, they'll get cleaned up. They'll get back over there, and we'll start him back up, and it is scored as a knockdown. Okay. If it happens again, then same thing. We ask, do you want to let the person continue? Again, it's up to the fighter. And if they say no, I mean, that's their decision. We don't push it either way. So either response is good to us. But as the other fighter, the vomiter, I mean, you I mean, that's the way we do it, basically. Okay, I'm not going to get any more into that. I'm going to try to keep this thing flowing. I have a question here. Any word on the kid that went to the ER? He did make it to the ER, and I noticed that his vehicle was gone this morning. He was taken to the ER by SEMO. That's going to bring me into my next topic, guys. My next topic is the waivers. Terpy MMA, what's going on? There's no street beefs in Indiana, no. So, listen, it's really, really important that you have a point of contact or a +1 that went to the event with you that can take you to the emergency room. Super important. Also, what's equally or probably equally important is that you are correctly filling out your waivers. Okay. So I have tried to reach out to the young man that did go to the ER. I tried calling him. I tried leaving him a text message. I haven't heard back yet. I will keep trying to get a hold of him to gauge how he's doing. I like to keep tabs on people and find out how they're doing. Rolling along into my next topic, that's medical suspensions. We are now issuing medical suspensions on concussions. So if my nurses decide that you need to go to the ER because it looks like you have a concussion, they're telling you to go to the ER and get checked out. If you choose not to go to the ER and get checked out, you won't be allowed to compete again until you get a doctor's note. This is because my nurses and myself and my team put safety above everything in the scrapyard. We are looking out for what's best for you. You might not think there's anything wrong, but you're only going off of how you feel. There might be something wrong with you and you can't see it. So you need to get checked out. Don't lie to me. You can't lie to me about your doctor's note because we need to see it before you can fight again. We had 4 people on the suspension list for this last event. One person showed up, wanted to fight, was ready to fight, but they didn't have a doctor's note, so we couldn't allow them to. Another person was on the list. They showed up with their doctor's note and were cleared to fight, and they fought this month. There's a couple more people added to the list. We'll get a hold of those individuals and let them know that they need to have a note before they can come back. Okay. Let's see here. Title fights, people. Let's talk about title fights really quick. I know I touched on this the other day when I did my Kicking It with Chicken, but oftentimes when I do these lives, I hit a different audience. So I'm going to tell you guys again, if you sign up and you start bugging me about title fights, you are telling me that you will fight anybody. You will fight the toughest guy we have. You will fight Terrifier. You'll fight El Guanaco. You'll fight anybody I give you. There's no cherry picking on title fights. So if you are interested in walking around with that strap, you need to be willing to fight anybody. If you have doubts about fighting the toughest person, if you don't consider yourself able to fight a level 5, then you're not ready to sign up for a title fight. And it's not that big of a deal. We will still match you up with who we think is fair and let you build, and you can grow as a fighter. And then when we feel you're ready, we can let you have a title fight. some people come into Street Beefs ready experience-wise for a title fight. So we put a one fight minimum on title fight contention. And that's just to keep people from coming over, grabbing a title and taking off out of state. Like we want people to come in, stick around and be part of the scrapyard. So we put that one fight minimum. So just because you have one fight in does not qualify you, does not entitle you to a title fight. So if I tell you you need to earn the title fight, I'm not being an asshole. I'm looking out for your safety, and don't take it the wrong way. So moving on. Last event, we had 23 to 24 fights, guys. So you can expect me to drop a fight almost every single day. Almost every single day. Remember, don't bug me about when the fight's going to come out, especially yours in particular. I will move it to the back of the list and make it my last fight I edit. I don't like to be bugged on this stuff. I order them in whatever way I want to, in whatever order I want to, based on what I'm feeling like doing and how much time I got. Okay. So really respect the process and, don't harass me on it. Let's see here. Again, you can check out the fights that are edited already under the membership section. There was a lot of badass, insane boxing Saturday. We had a group come up from LA. They brought about 6 people. I'm going to be, anyway, they brought like 6 people, and they did some commentary on their own fights. They were super respectful, and they were really good. I'm just going to tell you guys, look out if they invade your yard, because these guys are good. They gave all my guys a run for their money. No money actually involved, but they were great challenges for everybody. And they were just really cool individuals. So I hope they make it back out again to the scrapyard. Injuries. There were a couple injuries during the fights. There was a split eyebrow that bled a lot. There was a broken nose that bled way more. There was a buckled knee, possibly an ACL tear, and a concussion, as well as maybe more. This is fighting, guys. Just remember that. It might be the safest fight in the world to you. It might be a grappling match. You never know. People can fall the wrong way. They can go for a trip and weight happens and bad things can happen. I just want you guys to be aware of that. Plan accordingly. I want you guys to compete, but I don't want it to like hurt your life too much if something bad happens, So, let's see what else. Steve, we want you grappling. We're not desperate for you to be victor every time. Just get in there and keep BJJ alive in the scrapyard. I appreciate that, Golden Child. I really do. My back is a little messed up right now, and I don't want to further injure it. So I'm playing it safe. I'm going to get back into training. I will get back in there. My problem is that, like on my most recent grappling match, I would say I'm just used to people calling me out and taking these matches whenever I get called out, and not taking care of myself and training. So like when you guys see me grapple, it might be 3-4 months. I might not have done any sort of grappling after the last time you see me grapple. So I'm not training this stuff. I'm getting in there, relying on memory and I'm kind of doing it out of habit. I want to make sure that I'm in good shape, that I can just get in there and be fine. And so, like, I got to look out for my own personal health too. So you'll see more of the Fire Chicken. Don't worry. Let's see here. Girl fights. Let's talk about girl fights really quick. We had one girl fight, but we had 3 scheduled. First off, I'm going to talk about, I'll get to what happened with some of the scheduling issues, but first off, I want to say shout out to Icy Mike, Hard to Hurt. Check his YouTube channel out. He was originally a Streetbeefs fighter. He fought over in Virginia. He did a beef match. He might have done like a few fights, but he's what I would consider a martial arts expert. He does a lot of crazy challenges, and well, I wouldn't say challenges. They're like, he makes some really good content. I'll just put it that way. Hard to Hurt. Hard, number 2, hurt. But check out his channel. He actually did a video that talked a lot about the evolution of female fighters in Streetbeefs. And it started out in the very beginning in Scarface's backyard, kind of moving up. And then it got to ours, where we're having more and more girl fights. We're having at least one a month. And you're starting to see some really good talent. We're starting to get more signups. And I'm encouraging you, if you know a female, you know a woman that wants to get in there, participate. The more signups we have, the more matchups we can make, the more fair they can be, and the more recognition you girls will get from people like Demetrius Johnson, who broke down a video, or Icy Mike, or anybody that is checking these fights out. I will say that Not Your Average Girl versus versus Hostility, that one's gotten millions of views on the shorts, tens of thousands on the long video. I actually think that one's up to almost 100,000 already, but lots and lots of views on it, people. So sign up, talk to me, tell your friends. We'll make like an entire women's division, and yeah. We had a couple people that couldn't make it, and it was travel issues. So just make sure. I understand it's hard to get over here from especially like across the country. And believe me, I sympathize. I do. Just I think the more planning ahead of time that you can do, the more likely you will be to make it, you know. And I like to have, I like it when I tell people, like, oh, you have an opponent at the end of the month, that the opponent will show up. With guys, it's easier to fill those slots in, but with women, you know, we don't have very many signups, so they might train all month and then find out their opponent couldn't make it. And like I said, I understand travel issues. I really do. So I will do my best to help you, you know, find out the best ways to get over here, where to stay, all that. Just DM me, and you know, I'll respond. Let's see. October 21st is our next fight, and it's already live on our Facebook group. That is where the signups are. That is where the signups are. That is where the signups are. I could say it a million times, and I'll still get asked, where do I sign up? Our Facebook group, easy. You go there, you join it. 34,000 members. Boom, you're in. What do you do now? You go to the pinned post at the top of the group. It's a group picture. It says sign up. You click on it. You read everything. I'm talking about every word, because I don't want to hear questions after the fact that were already answered in the posts that you were supposed to read. Follow suit with how everybody signs up. Your fight name, your gender, your weight, the type of match you want, experience level. You guys know how to do it. I mean, the ones that have done it before know how to do it. So follow suit with what everybody else does. Pappas, I wish you the absolute quickest recovery. Listen to me, my man. listen, I know you're watching. You got to take this recovery thing serious. I want you back in the yard 100% though. Remember, we are doing medical suspensions now, so we can't let you compete until you get medically cleared. That goes with anybody that got a bad injury that day. It's not just you. Also, Pappas, I've got to say your match was very entertaining. Your first match was very entertaining. I'm sure YouTube's gonna find it fascinating and fun to watch. However, we do have to talk about behavior in the ring. It is a fight. I do want to see a little bit more respect towards your opponent. Trash talking, or you might not even consider it trash talking, but the talking and stuff during the fights like that, it really can mess with people mentally. And I would rather see people fighting based on their skill and everything rather than making it a mental game. In fact, if you go into like professional or amateur fighting, you're not allowed to trash talk like that or talk like that during fights. I just want to keep it more about the match rather than more about what's going on during the match. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I still want you to be your own person. I still want you to be your own fighter and say what you want to say in your opening and closing statements and be entertaining and all that. I don't want to take any of that away from you because that's what defines you. I just want to make sure that we give everybody, I want people to be wanting to step in the ring with you and not looking like they want to just hurt you because they don't like that, but more they want to dance with you. They want to get stronger with the boys, like you say. And so that's all I'm asking. But we'll talk later about that, Pappas. Pappas did 3 matches yesterday. He did get an injury, like he said, sprain, potential ACL tear. He's going to need an MRI. And we wish Pappas a quick recovery. I've torn stuff in my knees before, and it really sucks. Somebody said it yesterday after the fight. Said it's like being a kid and watching people play with your toys in front of you, and you can't play with them. And that's kind of what it's like to sit out while you're injured. Again, we're going to talk. October 21st is our next event. This is our Halloween-based event. Okay, I'll say this: we encourage dressing up. It's fun. We're going to decorate a little bit. So yeah. People always dress up. I'll probably dress in something. I will, not probably. So I'm already seeing some signups for this event. So this one's going to be a fun one to show up to and just hang out and fight and be part of. The Halloween events. This is our third Halloween event. Yeah, third Halloween event. They're always memorable. I will say that. Hopefully not rainy. It looks like fall hit about 11 a.m. Saturday. Yeah. We got away with it last year into like October, but this year, no, it's already cold out. It's already wet out. I do not like the rain. I like the sun. Too Explosive says he loved watching you perform, Pappas. Pappas says heart emoji. Let's see. I want to give a shout out really quick to some people. Okay. So first off, I got to give a shout out to my medical team, Tess and Abby, and Solo helps out too. And some other people, Aaliyah, they all help out too. So I got to give a shout out to them. They're keeping our fighters safe. They're giving their fighters good information. Big Turbo Audi. One will go out tomorrow, and they'll be released throughout the next month. See, now I got thrown off. I don't remember what I was saying. Damn it. That's what happens when I read comments while... Oh, shout out. Anyway, my help. Yes. So my medical staff, thank you so much. You are all amazing. I do not know what I would do without you. If you are a nurse, have medical experience, hit me up. We can't have enough medical help out there. I'm just saying. Fighter safety, number one priority. That's why we have our whole numbering system when we do matchups and everything. Shout out to my whole event staff team. Whether you were holding a camera, operating a door, running my live feed, no limit. Parking attendant, sign-ins, Mr. Top Knocker, you're amazing. Kai Jeremy, you're amazing. Anomaly, my referees. We had Anomaly, we had Gimp, we had Coach P, Somke, even special guest referee once. And so my referees, again, thank you so much. Everybody that helped out in every single way, photography, running little cameras, just whatever people were doing interviews. Big Kid, he did some interviews for us. It all helps out. It all helps the channel and Scrapyard grow. So you guys and girls, absolutely amazing and deserve all the recognition in the world. There's some fights next weekend. I'm going to be going to because I was given some tickets. I've already given the tickets out, but I was asked by a fighter to go, and it's not on a weekend that the fights are going on. It's 20 minutes away, and I got free tickets. It's not like I have to justify when or what I do outside of my own, in my personal life. I'm just letting you know it's pretty close. It's in Tacoma. So if you would like to go out and you would like to join me, I will be going to these fights next weekend. And we got 3 fighters from the Scrapyard. Soul, Matty Ice, and Flex will be fighting on that card. Listen, guys, if you have fights coming up, amateur, pro, what have you, the Streetbeefs Scrapyard Facebook group is at your disposal to share your own stuff. I don't mind when you guys share your stuff. I encourage it. It's there. If you ask me to go to your fight, you have to constantly remind me because I forget stuff. I don't think people realize like how much stuff I actually have to remember on a daily basis when I'm talking with 60 fighters that are signing up, people that are signing up or want to sign up or have a question that's been asked 50,000 times or just whatever. It's not that I have memory problems. It's that I'm overloaded on putting stuff into my memory. So bear with me, people. Don't take it the wrong way if I forget what your fight date is or whatever. I like all the fighters at the Scrapyard, every single one of them. Even ones that aren't with us anymore, I really like. There's only a couple that I don't like that I kicked out that are gone, But that's another thing. I'm going to roll into that really quick. Misunderstandings happen. I was listening to a podcast today where I heard a couple people talking. I got brought up. I ain't going to go into details about it, but there was a lot of misinformation, a lot of assumptions, and basically misinformation. Yeah, things that just weren't true. And it kind of led to some stuff later and I was kind of wondering why what happened later happened. But then going back and looking at this podcast, I realized what led into it. So whenever you guys have an issue, the best thing that you can do is contact me personally. I know I come off as like, buy the book, do this, do that, but I'm reasonable. You talk to me one-on-one, I'm reasonable. I'm not going to, I'm unless you snap on me and start cussing me out, I'm not going to kick you from the group. So just talk to me. That's all I'm going to say about that stuff, guys. I'm not going to bring any names into anything. I'm not going to, publicly attack people. I feel like publicly going after people isn't right unless I guess I should say I don't believe in publicly attacking me. The reason I don't believe in publicly attacking me is because I created the Scrapyard platform out here, and I provide a place for you guys to do this stuff every single month. I provide a platform where you gain exposure. You never, probably nobody in the Scrapyard had the recognition. Actually, nobody in the Scrapyard had the recognition that they got from the Scrapyard, if that makes sense. I'm saying that your name, you as a fighter, have grown huge amounts since you've been in the Scrapyard, and it's because it's a platform where you can grow, where people can see you and people are going to recognize you. Don't forget where you started. Don't forget that you came out, and when you came out first, that you didn't have a following, that nobody knew who you were, and what you gained was from us and from the platform. I feel like people over time, they start to get a sense of entitlement. They start to get a sense of entitlement. Ordinary Pete, remind me on that. I'm going to get back to that. Where they think that like they can act a certain way toward me, the grounds, the admin in our group, whatever. They think they can act a certain way because they've been there a while. You still have to follow the same rules that everybody else does. There's still respect. There's obviously we don't want you to go away because you've been part of what we have. A lot of you I do consider friends. Apparently that some of the people I consider friends, though, didn't consider me friends, just based on what I'm hearing and everything. But just get a hold of me instead of publicly calling me out. Not a good look for the Scrapyard. Not a good look on me. Definitely not a good look on you. So, again, I'm reasonable, but if you won't even make any attempt to talk to me personally, one-on-one, then you don't care about this thing enough to stick around anyway. So I might as well just leave the group and everything else. Unless you really do like it. If you really do like it, you'll make an effort to stay. You'll make an effort to apologize and make things right. You'll see that you made a mistake. It's part of growing up. It's part of being responsible. Part of being mature is recognizing when you made a mistake and letting people know that you did make a mistake. Apologizing for it, Don't burn the bridges. Keep that communication going, and everything will be okay. Okay. Ordinary Pete. So I actually just watched that fight. I won't say I would just watch the whole fight, but I did watch the part where Malik Ogun got a standing 8 count, and I watched it in slow motion. And this is nothing against my referees, because look, sometimes the referee's looking out for the fighter safety, and they think something might be leading into something bad. I watched Malik take 2 body shots, a grazing headshot as he rolled, and then he fired back with 2 punches, and the ref stepped in. So the ref might have been a little late to step in because he might have wanted to jump in on those body shots or something. But I feel like I feel like the 8 count might have been a little early. With that said, the ruling that we did give that fight, which I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but if the ruling that we did give that fight, I still feel is justified. So again, these are backyard fights. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be ideal. I mean, they're fighting in rain. So again, it's never going to be ideal. But nobody really complained. And that's, I'm just trying to clarify who gave you your belts and BJ. Those are not BJJ belts. Those are Kojujitsu belts. It's a more of a traditional form of martial arts. I actually do not have a belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because my training in BJJ has been mostly no gi. I never claimed to be belted in BJJ. In fact, if you look at the belts up here, those are not even BJJ belts. I mean, there's green belts, there's red belts. Yeah, I know red belt is a BJJ belt, but you know, I'm not belted in BJJ at all. So I respect everybody that does have a belt in BJJ. I'm just a no-gi grappler that likes to get in there once in a while and roll. That's it. Oh, this was really important, everybody. So this will probably be the last thing I hit on, and it's this is going to be your waivers, fighters. So I had some new people take over my station, my waiver station this morning. Did a great job, by the way. But some of the fighters were being a little bad. They didn't put their fighter name on here. They didn't put their fighter name on their waivers, and some of them left out some things like their height, maybe like their age, what have you, their experience, their records. I use all that information for doing my videos, people. So if you don't fill in the waiver all the way and I have to personally contact you, I might be in the middle of your video editing it, and then I might notice, oh man, he didn't put his height down. I'm not going to sit and contact you anymore. I'm going to guess. So when you're like, Firechicken, I am not 5'6". Like, yeah, well, you should have put it on your waiver. Firechicken, I'm not 43. I'm 22. Well, you should have put it on your waiver. I have the ability to mess with people in their videos sometimes, but I don't try to do it. I try to get as close as I can. But that's all I got. So this has been 38 minutes and 10 seconds with Firechicken, just like I told you in the beginning. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate the comments. No limit, spitting fire. That's all I got for you guys. So appreciate you tagging along on my live and asking questions and filling up the chat and giving me all those nice thumbs up. Look, there's 39 people in here right now. I only see 31 thumbs up. I mean, it's a pretty good ratio, but you know, I know there's 32 thumbs ups. Not bad. There's 2 more. But that's all I got for you guys. So I'll probably do a Kicking It with Chicken in a week or two, probably in a week. Maybe I'll get some guests on. You guys can always go on my videos and comment or send me messages. You know, like my email is actually on my YouTube channel if you go to about, so you can message me and ask me questions. But again, that's all I got. So Firechicken out.